What's up, everybody? Justice here, former pastor, current life coach, helping entrepreneurs and leaders figure out what's next, especially when they're asking, what now? Now, I wanted to talk today because, honestly, I had 4 back-to-back coaching calls with the same issue. So I thought, hey, let me share this with my audience, with my people, with the YouTubes, with the podcast. I want to share this so that more people that might be feeling this way, don't worry, I will tell you, can get their breakthrough. That's my goal for you, that you can get your breakthrough so you can get to the next season, whatever it is that you're doing. In fact, I started and launched a program called New Season, and this is where I actually got to hear even more of these kind of things. If you are this kind of person that I'm going to describe, you're gonna get a ton of value out of this today. So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all the things. If you are the kind of person as an entrepreneur who's super smart, meaning you like to be behind the scenes, you like to solve the problems behind the scenes, you do not like to be the face of your brand, you do not like to be the face of your company, you hope no one knows you, but what you do like doing is figuring out the funnels, figuring out the ads, figuring out the operations, what's the best software we can use, how are the numbers looking, what do we need to do revenue wise. You just like to be behind the scenes solving the problems without anyone bothering you. You're probably an introvert and you probably did really well in school. If that is you, then this is for you. Because you might be in a place now where you've grown far as you can on your own, and now you're having to get in front of people. Or you're just starting your business and you're realizing you're gonna have to get in front of people. And so this is all about why you're not taking action when you know you should be. And one of the biggest reasons why you are not taking action that I have seen over and over and over again, I actually had to yell at one of my clients, which I get to do from time to time because they know that I absolutely love them, was that it is fear. And if you've followed this YouTube channel at all, you've probably heard me say all that fear is false evidence appearing real. That's a Les Brown quote. And so whenever you're looking at fear, meaning you're going, man, I know what I need to do, I know where I need to take action, but it involves either getting in front of people and talking about what I'm doing, which I'm not good at, which is a phrase you should never say. Do not make I am statements that do not serve you. And maybe you're just saying, hey, it really drains me, or I don't know what to say, I don't want to get in front of these people. Is there some way to get around this? Is there some way to get around having to tell people about me or about my brand face to face? There isn't. And so I want to talk to you about how to face that fear and start taking action. And you might be surprised if it is fear where this is coming from. A lot of times when I'm coaching individuals, when I'm coaching entrepreneurs and leaders, this fear actually comes from their ego. Let me say that one more time. If that is your fear, especially with your business of getting out there and feeling like, oh, I gotta go out there and be in front of people, I've gotta be the face, that is your ego. And when I say it to my clients, they're kind of like, huh? That is not what they expected me to say. Hopefully, bring you along in this that you could see, oh, this is totally my ego. There's this quote by this guy that says, humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's just thinking of yourself less. And so whatever you're in the business and you find yourself thinking about you all the time and what things are gonna cost you and how this is gonna affect you, that is a form of your ego coming forward. And when you're starting a business and you know you gotta take action, you gotta get in front of people, and you're doing everything you can, you're spending money, doing all these things not to have to get in front of people and cast your vision, that is fear because you think that your business success depends on your face. You think it depends on your genius. And more often than not, it's very rare that I see very many Elon Musks in the world, meaning there's very few people whose celebrity is what actually grows the business. Those are more the exception than they are the rule, even though we see them what feels like all the time because we're on social media and we follow business podcasts, and they're always talking about the people that run businesses and happen to be the celebrity of the business. So then we think, well, in order to grow and really get my brand, my business out there, I've got to get my face out there because it's all about me, and then I'm going to turn into somebody, and then I'm going to be using all of my energy towards the thing that actually drains my energy because I'm an introvert. And so you're thinking, oh, it's gonna take my genius, it's gonna take my face to grow this business, and it's not true. What you should be thinking about this whole time is not about you, but about the impact you want to provide. Okay, I'm gonna say this again. Like I said, I'm a former pastor, so I might preach at you a little bit. When you're thinking more about you than you are about the impact you're trying to create for your customers, your employees, your investors, that is your ego. It's not about you. Who does your business serve? Write it down. How does it serve these people? How does it serve your customers? Why should they buy from you instead of everybody else? Why should your employees work for you instead of for everybody else? Why should investors invest in you instead of everybody else? Get your mind off of you and what you have to do and put it towards what you provide. For a lot of entrepreneurs early on, especially as they're getting into like the social media game, they think, oh man, has to be perfect. I have to get everything right. I got to nail it. When really they just need to get it out there. And what I like to remind people is you started this for impact. Hopefully it wasn't just a money grab, because honestly, people can see right through that. But I know, like I have on my whiteboard up here that this year I want to change 50 entrepreneurs' lives. Either spiritually, emotionally, financially, mentally. I want to change their life. And at the same time, I'm going to be able to create some amazing things for my family financially. And that's okay. That is actually legal. And so for you, the reason you're not taking action is because you're thinking all about you. You're not thinking about your employees. You're not thinking about your customers. You're not thinking about your investors. And you're not thinking about what happens when I don't show up and create impact for people. What happens to their life? What happens if they don't get this impact? Will people live a life less enjoyable? Will they live a more depressed life? Maybe you create natural antidepressant supplements and now they don't have it. Maybe it's just one person. And now, like the other part of this and the other reason you're not taking action is because of what everyone knows is imposter syndrome. Like, let me just tell you from someone who's interacted with this a lot, I'm a coach. And if you go on Google or YouTube or Instagram, there's about 1 million coaches out there. And they all seem like they've got it all figured out. And so when I started coaching, it was like, man, who am I to say that I can help somebody? Who am I to say that they should listen to me? And they shouldn't. Because there's 1 million out there. But they can. Some people out there that are actually gonna get more impact from me than they would from somebody else. And there's enough people out there that that I can serve everybody. So I'm not wondering who do I have to become or who am I not or any of that stuff. I'm just going out there and serving people. And so if you're not taking action right now, even though you know you need to, as an entrepreneur or a leader, it's probably because you know in order to take your business to the next place, you've got to do some things that are uncomfortable. And I think comfort for an extended period of time is just disastrous. It's just terrible for entrepreneurs and for leaders. The reason you got into this is to solve problems. And if you're done solving problems, you need to find new problems to solve for your customer, for your employees, for your business, so that it continue to grow and continue to make the impact that it needs to make. You know who thinks like that? A servant. Early on in my career, just in what I did, I learned really quickly, in order for me to bring a lot of value and to serve at a high level, I have to think more like a servant than I do have to think like, I don't know, this entrepreneur that has it all figured out. So if you're watching this today, I've got a question for you. What is the impact that you want to create for your customers? What is the impact you want to create for your employees? What is the impact you want to create for your investors if you have some? What is that impact? Get back to why you started this. Don't worry, it'll take time, but it'll actually happen. And you're gonna enjoy the process of business a lot more if your head is more focused on the impact that you want to create. Don't compare yourself to other entrepreneurs, especially the ones that you see on social media, including myself. You're on your own path doing your own thing in your own way. And I think we are super fortunate to have you, to have your impact, to have what you're doing, and we need more of it. The world right now is short on leaders, and we need more people like you to show up and provide unbelievable value. And the more you can think about that and not about yourself, the better the world will be. I hope that this was helpful. I really do. I would love for you to support this channel, support my podcast, all that fun stuff. Hit follow, comment, subscribe, all the things. But more importantly than that, take action. All right? Justice here, former pastor, current life coach, here to help you figure out what's next, especially if you're asking the question, what now? Peace!